Hi, my name is Leah Day, and welcome to this video for the Free Motion Quilting Project. Today we're getting on the machine and working on a new design. This is called Underwater Rocks, and it's basically what happens to pebbling when you stitch it really messy. I'm just going to let my lines of quilting kind of flow over the piece. I'm not going to be real picky about the circles being circular. I'm not going to be real picky about the travel stitching being perfect. I actually want like extra lines of quilting to be around every circle. And the reason is when you look at rocks underwater, like photos of rocks underwater, they seem to have ripples around the edges. And so that's what I'm trying to capture. I'm making it messy and organic, and that seems to make it look a little bit more like real rocks. So let's get on the machine and see how this works in free motion. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to stitch a fairly big circle, about 1/2 inch. And now to make it an underwater rock, that's more or less just a circle. I'm going to kind of swing around and do kind of a messy echo here. Alright, now I'm going to swing around again and try this again. Again, I'm just kind of doing these messy internal echoes. You can kind of come on the outside of it a little bit. That's cool. I'm going to do something really small right here. I'm just really stacking these together. I don't really want to do double pebble. I don't want to do circles inside of circles, but I do want to have those rippling effects of several lines of quilting around every circle, and I want it to be kind of messy. You know, a little overlapping. That's cool. It's supposed to be freeform. It's supposed to be a little wild out here. And maybe you can tell it's also faster to stitch. And I think it's really standing out nicely. Of course, I am quilting on black fabric, but I think it looks really cool because we're getting so many intense lines of quilting all building up on top of each other. And it's easy because all I'm focusing on doing is stitching that initial circle shape and then passing back around it like 2 times, but understanding that where my needle goes, it's just fine. I don't need to be real anal about this. I don't need to nitpick it. Like that one just really shrunk that circle down, and that's okay. Here I'm going to just kind of toss that piece in. That's cool. I know from experience that pebbling can take me 30 minutes to fill a small square like this because I'm being so picky about it. And this is probably only going to take me about 15 minutes. So I'm cutting the time down just simply because I'm not being so nitpicky about it. Sometimes, you know, we can wedge ourselves into a corner by our own criticism of our own work. And I am extremely guilty of that. Just simply looking at things and and feeling like it's never good enough, and it's, oh, the mistakes are showing, or oh, there's, you know, that circle was not quite perfect, or whatever it was. But when you have to do something freeform like this and more organic, you realize that there are no rules, and that nature isn't perfect at all, and that you can get away with a whole lot, and there isn't a judge on your back. So I hope that this is as freeing of a design as it is for me. I'm really enjoying just kind of making this up as I go. The nice thing about it is, you know, just like with pebbling, to change the size of your circles a little bit. Always be playing with that just a bit. If they're all the same size and shape, of course, that's fine, if that's what you're able to do. It's sometimes nice to have a various size simply because it breaks up the piece. You have some small ones and some big ones, and it looks more like the bottom of a riverbed, which is kind of what we're going for. I would say that this is a good design to practice echoing, even though I'm not really intentionally echoing well. I think it would forgive your mistakes quite nicely, so if you're wanting to learn echoing, this might be a good design for you. I also considered calling this striped rocks, because when I was sketching it out, I kept seeing stripes along the edges of the rocks from the lines of echo quilting, so that might be another possibility if you want to call it something different if you don't like underwater rocks. I love designs where the rules are less picky and I can just set down and just let it go. And you notice my stitches are getting bigger because I'm actually really moving quickly, so I actually need to speed up my machine a little bit. I need to put my foot down so that way my machine speed will compensate for the speed my hands are going. These spaces where you see my stitches just widen out, it's just simply my hands are comfortable and happy making this movement. That's all it is. Oh wow, this is just so much fun. I'm going to do one more right here. Wow, excellent. I hope that you have enjoyed learning how to stitch underwater rocks as much as I have. This is such a fun, freeing, organic design. It reminds me a lot of tree bark, which is a very early design in the Free Motion Quilting project. It's one of those designs where anything goes, and you can't make mistakes on this. It's going to be fine. And in the end, you're going to get an amazing texture. And here's what it looks like whenever I finished Underwater Rocks. So I can't wait to find a quilt to stitch this on, because that texture needs a home. I need to put it on something so I don't forget what a beautiful design it is to use. My name is Leah Day, and this has been a video for the Free Motion Quilting Project. Find hundreds of videos stitching out many beautiful free motion quilting designs, both the picky designs and the not so picky designs. Find all of that at freemotionproject.com. Also check out leahday.com, where we have an online quilt shop where you can pick up the tools and materials that you need for free motion quilting on your home sewing machine. The shop supports the Free Motion Quilting Project and allows me to post videos every single week for free and with no ads. So definitely check that out. So my name is Leah Day, and until next time, let's go quilt.